Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Police say it was a mix of loneliness, anger, alcohol, and marijuana. Devastating new information tonight into the shooting on campus at Michigan State University. Those are the findings tonight from MSU police after a months-long investigation. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. That report details the 5 hours and 3 minutes of terror on campus, step by step, beginning to end. Rod Maloney live tonight with what we've learned and what's in the report. Rod.
Yeah, you know, Devin, Kimberly, one of the things that we saw was video of this suspect as he was going around the campus, and the police noted that he was stumbling at some points, and they say tonight that they have a pretty good idea why. MSU investigators laying out a full timeline along with saying more about the man who murdered 3 MSU students and badly injured 5 more before killing himself. He died with a .04 blood alcohol content and also THC, a byproduct of marijuana in his system. He carried with him 2 9mm handguns and a lot of spare ammunition. A High Point C9 purchased September 7th, 2021, and a Taurus G3 bought less than a month later. And though he legally purchased them, he did not register them. The police conclusion, quote, it has been preliminarily determined that there is no conclusive motive as to why McCrae targeted Michigan State University, end quote. Dana White is the Michigan State University police spokesperson.
There were rumors going around that he may have applied here for a job at some point. That was found to be untrue.
Detectives pointing to also what you could call a manifesto of anxiety, grief, sadness, and anger left behind in a note.
We believe that he lives in close proximity to MSU. It was a location that was accessible to him, and that's honestly the best answer that we can give as far as why he did what he did.
One of the features of today's release, a map of the 5-mile trek the shooter took after all of that bloodshed.
He walked west along Grand River through the city of Lansing before going north, where he was eventually found by law enforcement at Lake Lansing and High Street.
And Dana White also told us that for all of the sadness of that night, and certainly there was a lot of it, there was one upside for the MSU Police Department. She said that more than 75 police agencies from the Grand Rapids and Metro Detroit area responded to Lansing without having to be asked. And she said the department there is eternally grateful for all of that assistance. Back to you.
Rod, we've heard bits and pieces about the shooter's note all this time. What else did we learn about the note?
Well, when we looked at the note, it has a lot of things in there that essentially are not true. He said that he was in charge of 20 people, that there were other teams, that they were going to hit places like Colorado Springs and a school in New Jersey. None of that happened, and so for all intents and purposes, there was a lot of rambling that had no substance behind it.
All right, Rod. All right, let's move now to new information that we're learning tonight in the death of a Detroit neurosurgeon.
Sources tell our Sean Lay police have zeroed in on a person of interest after the body of Dr. Devon Hoover was found inside his home in Detroit's Boston Edison district. Sean Lay is live tonight with what he's uncovered. And Sean, there's still plenty of questions, though.
Kimberly, plenty of questions, but plenty of progress being made in this case. Sources telling me here at 5 o'clock that Detroit police have a person of interest in the doctor's murder. This case is so far along. In fact, I am told by sources that an investigator's report has been presented to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Now, at the same time, we're going to hear from a close friend and former patient of the doctor's.
What is one thing you want people to remember about Dr. Hoover?
That if you were friends with him, you had to beg him to take time for himself because he would rather fly to IU and do brain surgery on a kid who couldn't afford it than stay at home.
Megan Beamer was very close with neurosurgeon Dr. Devon Hoover. She credits the surgeon for helping her walk again following an accident. Beamer is in shock following the doctor's murder, but wants this message to be heard.
If you know anything or you have any idea, like, tell somebody, because this man did nothing besides amazing things for people. He saved my life when I was 19 years old.
Sources telling me that Detroit police have a person of interest in this case. The case is coming along so much that we are told an investigator's report has been submitted to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Sources confirm there was no forced entry to Dr. Hoover's home. He was shot once, his body wrapped and found in the home's attic. We asked retired Detroit Police Assistant Chief Steve Dolan, who was a Detroit homicide investigator, what those details mean to detectives. What does that tell you in your professional opinion?
That it's a known perpetrator. They got in the house. A single gunshot wound leads me to believe that it's not a robbery, that it could be a crime of passion. What led the police up there? Was there a trail of blood? Did something happen in the attic that led them up there?
Back here live now, let's recap. Sources telling us that Detroit police investigators have a person of interest in the murder of Dr. Hoover. An investigator's report has been handed to an assistant Wayne County prosecutor who's working closely with investigators, we are told, to see if more investigation needs to be done or if they can sign off on a warrant. So that means no arrests, no charges, but progress in the case. Back to you.
Sean, the doctor also opened up his home for a film crew. What do we know about that?
Megan, the patient and friend we just spoke with, talked about how involved the doctor was in the arts. Of course, medicine, but the arts as well here locally. And then in 2008, opened up the home for a feature film, a thriller to be filmed inside called Butterfly Effect 3. And Megan was saying it just shows the generosity of the doctor in medicine and here in life.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, thanks. A Pontiac man is now facing charges after he allegedly threatened to shoot up the Detroit Skate Club in Bloomfield Township. Police say 38-year-old Benjamin Denning called the skate club to say he was going to shoot up the place with an AR-15, but apparently he left his real name on the voicemail, which made it easy for police to track him down. On Wednesday, he was denied bond.
It is a high-level scouting mission for what is, of course, going to be a massive event here in Detroit 1 year from right now. The NFL draft getting underway a little less than 3 hours from now. This year in Kansas City, our Nick Monticelli is in KC following the Detroit delegation, and it's today that we can really see the massiveness of this draw. Nick.
Not only can we see it, Devin, we can feel it because my feet have been on fire for the past 2 or 3 hours right now. Take a look around here, hundreds of thousands of NFL fans all coming down here to the draft experience portion, which is still about half a mile away from the actual theater where the picks will be made. Now, we've been following that Detroit delegation all day long today, and one thing they've noticed was, the footprint is nice, but almost too big. You've got all of these people walking blocks and blocks and miles just to try to get to where they want to go. So Detroit leaders are saying, we could probably do that one a little bit better.
I cannot believe we're here in Kansas City. This is absolutely incredible.
Summed up, the NFL draft is fun, yet massive. The Detroit delegation here quickly learning there are so many people and so many lines. Something they hope to improve on in Detroit.
The fan experience, making sure that there's an opportunity for the public to really engage in that, maybe moving it outside of the footprint so that when you're queuing, you're actually got an activity as opposed to just sort of waiting in line.
While touring the fan experience, the Detroit team talked to everybody and anybody about safety, security, logistics, and more. Something Detroit's Director of Public Works noted is how large this really is. But the month-long build in Detroit can't close downtown, so they have now started talking to the NFL.
They've been willing to commit to working with us to see if we can minimize, closing major corridors as long as possible.
In Kansas City, everything is centered around the main stage and the fan experience, which isn't a park. Detroit does not want to do that. Instead, starting in campus marshes and spreading out so local businesses see the impact.
The restaurants and the hotels and everything that encompasses the downtown, that's already built in. Like around here, the only way you can do anything is through like the merchandise that's already set up in this park.
We're actively looking at how we include our native Detroiters that have businesses. We want them to be able to reap the benefits of all the people coming in, not only just for the draft, but to show them everything that Detroit has.
Yeah, the footprint and the things, the way that it's going to look in Detroit, so much different. In fact, you can kind of see over the top of this ridge here a lot of the trucks that were brought in to bring in all the merchandise and all the food. And of course, with the 2024 draft being downtown, centered around Campus Marshes, they'll be looking at the restaurants, businesses, bars that are already there, and they don't have to do as much of this work. Coming up on Local 4 News at 6 o'clock, our one-on-one interview with Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, not the barking fan, talking about what he has seen while he's out here, some things they know Detroit will have to do differently. Devin and Kim, it's been an awesome experience to really kind of take all this in and really understand how much Detroit is going to be taken over by NFL fans 1 year from now.
Well, you got a lot of Chiefs jerseys behind you, but in fact, I just saw
there's a Lions jersey.
We got a Lions jersey. In fact, there was a fair amount of Honolulu blue and silver around your story today.
Not only are they talking about the fact they love being here, but they're talking about the fact they think that this is Detroit's year, too. So it's a twofer right now.
That's exactly right. We're excited. 2 picks in the top 18 tonight go to the Lions, unless there's a trade. We'll see what happens, but that's part of the fun, too. All right, Nick, we'll see you again at 6 o'clock.
What fun. Yeah. All right, let's take a live look outside right now from our Southfield Sky Cam. The key with the weather today, get outside and enjoy it now.
Yes.
Because it's going to look a whole lot different this weekend. Sun shining, not too chilly right now.
The alert I got from the Local 4 weather app was, this is the best of the bunch. I believe was the way it was phrased, so get out for today. Yep.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's kind of just standard policy where if there's a nice day, you should get out in Metro Detroit. We all know that that can change in an instant, and it will change tomorrow. But right now we're enjoying a nice afternoon and evening here in Metro Detroit with temperatures in the upper 50s at Metro and City Airport, 61 in Howell and also in Flint, 55 in Mount Clemens, and up to 59 in Port Huron. It is warmer than it was yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees, so we are headed in the right direction. Unfortunately, tomorrow, even though we get back into the upper 50s, we do bring in a chance for rain. Now, it will not be a frosty morning tomorrow as temperatures overnight stay in the 40s, but we also have some rain ahead for the weekend, and I'll time that out for you in the forecast.
Okay, Kim. A young mother's life cut short at 21 years old.
New here at 5, her family's fight to keep her case and her memory alive.
Well, they made a run for it and got away. A group of inmates make a wild escape while the search is suddenly expanding from Mississippi all the way to Texas.
But first, we're going for it. What you need to know before you head out to audition tomorrow in Livonia. We will have that next.